What is the Skyway Eco-Techno Park? It is the center of practical implementation of the Skyway innovative technologies, their international expert examination and certification. Just from here, the Skyway innovative technologies will come out onto the world markets and will create environmentally oriented global infrastructure system. The total socio-economic effect from the all-round implementation of the Skyway technologies on the planet will amount to trillions of dollars per year. Skyways will allow to save billions tons of fuel annually and to reduce by order volumes of harmful emissions in the atmosphere. They will save more than 1 million human lives per year, humans that perish today in road accidents around the whole world, and more than 10 million people will be annually saved from becoming injured and disabled. Innovative Skyway transport of the second level will change the images of modern cities. It will create safe and comfortable conditions for life, raising roads above the ground and providing it to people. Today the automobile turned from the drive of progress into the threat for human life, since cities are being built for automobiles and not for people. There is a necessity for a principally different mode of transport meeting the contemporary needs of the world community and global ecosystem, biosphere as a whole. Could you remember how you reacted some 20 years ago to the appearance of the world internet? Did this word cause adoration? Did you understand that the scale of such an innovation as internet? Hardly. However, today we cannot imagine ourselves without internet. We work and live in it. Similar to internet, Skyway transport and infrastructure technology will bring even more powerful breakthrough for humanity. It will be capable to change the life environment, make it more comfortable and safe on our planet. It will change the ways of people's physical communication. Transnet is a network of Skyway overhead high-speed routes. Within the next decades, it will connect the whole planet and allow to unite all people. It will create a business and social network in the space of the real world, increasing by times the speed of transferring passengers and cargo, as well as reducing by times any transport costs. Skyways have the largest potential world markets on the planet, larger than, for instance, mobile communication, computers, electronics, which already today have the selling markets of trillions of dollars a year. Though quite recently they were started in a garage and practically nobody believed in their commercial success. Within the next 2 years, in Skyway Eco-Techno Park, the following transport and infrastructure technologies will be demonstrated and certified. First, high-speed intercity Skyway, speed up to 500 km per hour, volume of traffic minimum 200,000 passengers per day, 20 times less costly than a high-speed railroad in overpass design, 5 times less energy consumption, and 7 times less travel fare. Second, an urban Skyway speed up to 150 km per hour, volume of traffic minimum 20,000 passengers per hour, 50 times less costly than the underground metro, energy consumption in 2 times less and 3 times less travel fare. Third, cargo Skyway, volume of traffic of up to 200 million tons per year, 2 times less costly than an industrial conveyor, 5 times less energy consumption and 3 times lower net cost of transportation. Fourth, rolling stock industrial prototypes of high-speed and urban rail vehicles on steel wheels, cargo and passenger unibuses and cargo unicars. Fifth, automated system of safety, control, power supply and communication built within a new logics. The track structure and rolling stock will be clever and with electronic sensors, including the industrial site. Sixth, transport infrastructure, stations, terminals, maintenance workshops, loading and unloading terminals, turnout switches, designed specially for Skyway transport of the second level. Seventh, relevant infrastructure for work, life recreation, and entertainment of people, including fragments of linear cities. Eighth, industrial production of humus of Belarusian peat, so that not only modern routes and linear cities could be built around the world, production clusters and satellite towns, but also deserts cultivated and settlements developed on sea and ocean shelf. Eco-Techno Park is being built on a closed territory within the logics for 100 years. In 100 years, our descendants, shareholders of the Skyway group of companies, will have to improve their technologies and bring new generations of their design and technological elements to the world market. Innovations and know-how will be constantly created here. Moreover, here, far from the competitors, they will be tested and modernized. Thus we shall outrun everybody and forever.
Так мы обгоним всех и навсегда.
Okay, guys, let's start. Thank you very much for joining. I hope that you hear me. If not, so then I can't see that any pluses. I'm gonna say to people, guys, there's a chat. So if you will press under the chat, you can see there's like a small triangle. So you can press it and then you can read chat. But I also have some problems to switch on my camera, so sorry for that. But today it's not about me, it's about Jan, who will be our webinar speaker. I'm glad that I met him just recently. It was like a month ago, and he just so passionate about this project that today he will share his vision about this project with you guys. Let me introduce. So it's a Jan Nova. Please, you can press your webcam and oh, cool. Yeah, I see you. Okay, so Jan.
Hi guys, I'm really glad. I really hope that you all hear me really well, because as Armand asked you to put plus or minus in the chat and no one actually responded, I assume it's just because maybe Citrix is a new program for you, or I'm not quite sure what is really happening. Can I just check once again? Can you do that or not? Because on the right hand side, on your device screen, you have this chat. So if you press the chat, and you can type a plus or minus, plus for you can hear me and minus for not. If you're not going to do that within 5, 4, 3, type plus Skyway Invest Group. Yeah, but unfortunately no one is hearing, and I hope the people hear me. I hope if they're here, there's a 21, as I can see, there is a 21 person who is hearing me now, and I hope they all hear me. So if maybe something to do with Citrix. Anyway, never mind, guys. We need to start. Thank you very much for Armas to introduce me as a new speaker, introduce me to the world of the Skyway, giving me an opportunity today to deliver to you my research, my findings, my passion, and what I know about the Skyway until now on. So I'm just going to share my screen with you, so you all can hear and see what's happening here. So here we go. That's perfect. Right. Guys, for those who are first time here, and I assume it's quite a lot of you, because you can't see, you're not putting me there. I can hear you and I see you. Okay, so perfect. So for those of you who are participating the first time in this webinar, I would like you to welcome to the world of the Skyway. And besides that, I want to tell you that you're on the right way, because if you're not on the right way, then I'm not on the right way. So my objective is today for you to make you believe what I believe, and when Mr. Unitsky make me believe what he believes. So it's going to be a lot of beneficial, maybe information. It's not going to be more about the technical investments or technical engineering sources of stuff. It's just purely research. The first part is going to be more than an icebreaker. Then the second part is more going to be a technical part. But in overall, it's going to be a good fun. I hope you're all going to enjoy. It's going to be really interactive. It's not going to be boring. As you can see, I'm quite emotional person myself. I never monotoned. I always like to raise my voice and then be quiet and then be angry and then be smiling. So I hope you're gonna enjoy it. I hope you're gonna like it. So information there which is given, whatever it is the news or anywhere, information is free. For those people who still pay for information, is either a top secret information or information which is must be a really wealthy person to pay for it. We are here in a Skyway today, so let me give you a topics which I'm going to cover. I'm going to cover the decade of the technological evolution throughout the 100 years. 100 years, just imagine the 100 years. 100 years is such a small recap, it's such a small time scale that even my grandmother, she's 94 now. So since the first TV was created until now, she's still alive. She saw that everything. So the technology and evolution, it goes so fast. It moves. It generates. It shows new things and all about. We're gonna talk about all that things today in the same time. Transport evolution, how we developed from having nothing to become wheels, to then to now having planes, trains, ships, and whatever we have, and then we're going to talk about the great and genius inventor, the man from the big M, from Mr. Anatoly Unitsky, and his little baby, the Skyway, because it's his. For the past 38 years, it's his. So, and the benefits. So, guys, let's just go further with all the technology and innovation. And while talking here, I would like to ask you questions that have you ever was thinking about questions about the technology? Why does it improve? Is it harmful? But the technology movement is so fast. How harmful the technology evolution to us, to animals, to nature? How dangerous is current transport? Is our children will be safe? All those kind of questions they kind of pops out in your head, but you never think about them. You go your day-to-day basic routine. You do your thing. You have your job. You have your 9 to 5. You're going to work. You're coming back. You just watch a TV, doing some stuff, trying to find yourself, trying to find your way. Have you ever was thinking to do something good, do something which is going to be beneficial? Yeah, we're all thinking about our future generation, future kids, do something good for them, give them nice upbringing, give them education and all those sorts. But have you ever was thinking to do something good for yourself? Be more happier. We're all tied up by our responsibilities and stuff. But still, there is and today we're going to talk about the opportunity which we can give to you in order to make your future happier. Technology, to be in a step with the technology, move with the technology, and let's do it all together. Right, let's have a look at our slide. Yeah, just quickly imagine, just to quickly do a quick recap on in terms of the television. Look, in 1928, between 1928 and 2013, when in 1928 the first, it was called the first motional image box has been created, which has been delivering some kind of motion images. Until the year 2013, when this LED, 3D, Smart TV, 4HD, and all those sorts of fancy words had appeared, the time frame for that is just 85 years. So just try to think that 85 years the time frame. When my grandmother was born, it was happening at that time. It wasn't there. And now, when you sit and you see the image pops out on your screen, how magical, how insane! I'm sorry for using those words, but how insane is the technology? How fast is the movement? It's 85 years in between that first motional image and until the year 2013. What's going to be next? Now we have all these curved TVs and all these fancy 4K digital things. But we're here not to talk about TVs. It's just for you an idea how fast technology could move further. So I wanted to make your attention to the screen, to the second TV, where is a little little screen of the truck who is staying on the railways. By the way, that's the first polygon which was created in 2001 by Anatoly Unitsky, and that's his first experimental place where all the string transport has been tested. Yeah, it's a truck, it's on the rail, looked a bit funny. However, it was tested. It was tested by that time. So, and at that time, it has been sponsored by Boris Gromov and Alexander Levit. So by the year 2009, when at that time President Dmitry Medvedev has supported the project of Unitsky's project, just a week after, the group of unknown extremists demolished, destroyed, and took everything with them and drew away in different sides of the country. No one could find. And instead of Mr. Unitsky, instead of being upset that his polygon, all his work has been demolished, he decided to put the company to the crowd investing. So now, for a percentage for your money, you can buy a percentage of the company. But why? Why he does that? It's just because he doesn't have enough money? No, it's not. It's just because he given by this idea which he want to take further, which he want to take. He want to involve you. As long as this idea will going to happen, you invest in his idea, which is already happening. At the end of this presentation, the Armand will show you the actual video, what is happening. And at the beginning, I think he showed a little. Before there was a 555, I guess he showed a little video of this eco-technopark when it's already happening. So all we're going to do further is already happening. So, but let's just come back to our slides and TVs. 10 years ago, the sound system 5 years ago, the sound system just 2 years ago. What's next? Let's talk about the phones. So just 38 years before the television, the first motional image box, there has been the Graham Bell, the beautiful inventor, who created a phone. At that time, it called distance communication system. And what's funny about that, and I'm not an engineer, I'm not working for the phone companies. However, for me, I'm still amazed by the fact that just think. On 1890s, they created how to send your voice from one place to another. Fine, but just 38 years after, they created a television, which could not only send voice from one place to another, but send a motion, an image, a picture. So the technology moving so fast that it's just absolutely insane to capture that everything at the same time. So right, fine. We talked about too far from the subject. If we're going to come back to our phones, I can remind you that just 83 years after the first phone has been created, the Craig Cooper, created from Motorola, he created his first mobile phone. What they could expect? What they could expect more? That it's wireless. It's at that time. Now we can, if we look back to those Motorola's and all these phones, we can call them a weapons. That's a funny thing, but still, he created 83 years after the phone. So what happened in another 43 years or 42 years? What happened after? We all know that it's going to be a smartphone. It's not necessarily an iPhone there, but it's not about iPhone and it's not about the Apple company. It's about the Android. It's about the smartphones, the phones which allow us to read the books, to watch a TV, to calculate, to listen music, to navigate us, to interact us. It's a toy. So many things in one, just a little thing. How much time they took before to take that phone, take that mobile phone in '73, just 42 years to create a smartphone. when you see the watches, what they do, this watch can do everything. And it's all the same. Besides that, the little thing like a watch can count your calories, can send you messages. You can make a pictures. You can speak with the phone, see each other, make a selfies. Like all those fancy things is the same, but it's just a little. It's just a smaller. Besides that, for the fact, the Apple Watch costs even more than the phone itself. I did my research. So all that for you is just to show you how fast this technology moving from the place to another place, from through a decade. So what could be the next part? The next part. Well, I just put that write it down here. The founder and CEO, the David Edwards, he created the CENTURY. CENTURY is the app. I'm just going to show you myself the app on the CENTURY. Here we go. That's the app. That's a CENTURY app. So what does app do? You can buy an add-on and you can buy a dock. So basically, if you send a message to the dock, the person who have the dock, he receives the message. But the message what you send is a message of smell. So basically, this thing CENTURY is send the smell. Now it's year 2015, and now we can send the smell. What after? What's going to be after? Imagine the fact you're a man and going to a shop and decide to send your girlfriend a smell of the flower, or say, do you want those flowers? Do you like how they smell? And she's sitting at home, yeah, I like, yeah, and buy me those ones. And you buy her flowers because you just send them a smell. It's funny, it's comic, it's joke, but still it exists. It's called Phone Duo. So in 2015, David Edwards, he sent a smell from Paris to New York, which were in 2015. But what's going to happen after? I'm just going to go through quickly. I wrote it down few technological dates what were happening. In 1883, Carl Benz invented his first motor wagon, his self-powered engine. In 1894, Wolf Müller created his first motorcycle. In 1900, von Zeppelin launched his first successful airship. In 1903, Rudolf Diesel created what? Of course, he created the diesel engine. Henry Ford created his first mobile car. In 1939, first engine aircraft, the Henkel. In 1969, first flight of the Boeing 747 to commercial airlines. It happened just in 1969. Just think about all these air companies: Boeing, Qatar, Emirates, EasyJet, Aeroflot, AirTrans. All those things, they're happening just now. Our fathers, they born at that time. My father born at that time when is all that just started happening. And now it was evolution of the transportation was happening so fast that since 1969 all airplanes start to fly. In 2002, the Segway, the self-powered balanced transport, you know, the Segways, they have two wheels and you have to press, lean further to go a little bit further, lean backwards. How? It happens in 2002, and in 2004 the first maglev trains happens. Just a little facts for you to understand how the evolution of transportation is the same as the evolution of technology is moving further. Let's just have a look at this beautiful, amazing car, the three wheels car by Carl Benz. We have, instead of the front wheel, they have a little thing you can turn it left, turn it right, and you have a little gear on the left. You have all these small sorts of the wheels around the engine. He wasn't the first who created a kind of a movable sofa or movable transport, but he was the one who created the first self-powered engine. And to use an engine, you have to use a power, and power is used from the coil. We're going to talk about the bad things about the coil and good things about the coil a bit later on. But now just look at the fact. They created this first engine wheels and mechanism with the chassis, and then they created with the cabin. they decided that they need to protect them from the rain, and they created car with the roof, then the car with the windshield, then the full expanded car, and now in 1960s, 1950s, 1940s, now they move further until we have an amazing, I don't know, the Maseratis, Bentleys, Bugattis, Ferraris, all these beautiful sorts of car which everyone wants them. Everyone just would like to have this amazing cars. Everyone would like to have them. And you know what I can say? That if you want to have them, you can have them. As to come back to the topic about the information, if you know how to use it and you know how to apply it, then you're going to be successful. And this presentation is not about being successful or being not, but still, it's just for you to think that what's here, what we're talking about. We're talking about the transport. It's a future thing. So of course, the questions which I ask here, that do you think that technology will end in that? It's never ends. It's always moving further. It's always changing, and the time becomes shorter, and shorter. So between the first phone and the mobile phone is 83 years. But from the second phone, mobile phone, to smartphone is just 42 years. Now it's another 15. It's shortened by 50%. So now in another 15 years, it's going to happen something which you're not ready for. Let's just wonder. Let's just come back to our transport, and let's have a think what the transport can do. And we all was dreaming now because the technology is moving so fast. Technology is moving further. We're not surprised anymore by things. We're not surprised by flying cars, or we're not surprised about those things. First of all, because it can happen, and it will happen. So my research, what my research does, that Juraj Vaculik and Stefan Klein from the Slovenian, one of them is a sort of the ambassador and a guru and a self-motivational person who have a teams out. He has such a charisma that he sort of attracts so many people. And besides, he's a marketing guru. He was there giving the presentation about how to do the marketing, how to develop the businesses and stuff. So he was a kind of one really, and he's still a kind of really clever guy. When Juraj, so it was Stefan Klein I was talking about. Juraj Vaculik, that was an engineer. That's an engineer. So once the Stefan and Juraj they collaborated with each other, they came up with this beautiful idea. This idea is airmobile. What this airmobile does? Well, of course, it's with an air and a mobile. From the front, it looks like a normal Toyota Prius car, really nice shape, very sleek, duotone, white and blue, nicely looking, nicely shaped. So from the side, from the front, it's still looking like a car. From the back, it's looking like a plane. Of course, because it's aeromobile. I think some of you might seen that, but I haven't. So when I was amazed when I saw that. That's beautiful, sleek design, beautiful, nice wings. Nothing really what's not needed there. No lights, just a little antenna on the roof. Nice back propeller, nice seats, nice casual sporty seats with the gear and with the wheel, with both from the plane. Actually, the screen, I think this car screen more looks like a pilot screen. However, it's still a car which can reach up to 300 kilometers per hour. But on the sky, it can reach up to 700 kilometers per hour. It can go from the Earth to the sky by reaching the speed of 130 kilometers per hour. So all those things I'm telling you just in order for you to think how technology is moving further. We can be a part of it right now. We're given a chance. We're given an opportunity to be a part of it, to be a part of this technology, to be a part of the good thing. So just let's just think about the current transport. Where is the planes, ships, and the trains are happening? So when I was doing this research, I came up to the fact that for the past decades, the numbers of fire needs has increased really considerably. Fire needs in the engines. These fires now burned in car engines, in ships, in airplanes, in heating furnaces, in atomic power stations, in boiler rooms and in factories. A number of the harmful and very poisonous substances and elements in emissions have become considerably more dangerous than in the past decades. And there were so many. I just gonna tell you the couple of few that I even when I was finding that it was the fact that all these harmful substances, they happen everywhere. They happen in the water we're drinking, in the food we're eating, in the air we're breathing. So when you take your girlfriend, boyfriend, family in a park, you're going to enjoy your time, and you're thinking that you're having a lovely fresh air. No, unfortunately it's not. You're not having this lovely fresh air because there's so many engines are burned around. I'm not even going to talk about the rockets or the multi-engine like I have on the screen, multi-engine planes, which from the time when they go from one place to another, they burn ozone layer on the size of the small European country. And that's what we're breathing. That's what we want. Do we want that? Do we know? I'm not here to tell you that be ecological, go in Greenpeace. No, it's not about that. It's just about the fact that there is a generation to grow. There is our kids. There is us. And demands and the needs for the more roads, they're increasing every day by day. So I wanted to tell you about the harmful substances, how they call the elements like nitric oxide, carbon, sulfur, benzopyrene, chlorine, polynuclear hydrocarbon, and radioactive isotopes. Can't even pronounce those words, but they're scary. They're scary, and they're happening everywhere, and they're happening every day in the car, in the ship, in the parks, and everything what we do, we just take them to us. So I was doing because I live in UK, and I was doing this research. I was thinking about to do a research to how much road accidents were happening in 2014 in UK. So by that time, in 2014, 1,775 people dead, 22,000 seriously injured, and 160,000 mildly injured or injured in overall. So overall is 197,000 people are suffered from the road accidents. Is the road accident are safe? You can go and buy an installment the car for £100 a month. The car costs nothing, and thankfully for insurance that they are raising, that not everyone can pay that insurance. That as we say in England, it's not about the car, it's about the insurance, which is a good thing. But still, imagine there would be a great idea by someone who could decrease amount of these accidents by 95%. To decrease amount by 95%, that would be 100,087 or 89 people who will be still okay, who didn't suffer from accidents. Those people, those 100,000 or those 1,775 people who died, how many businessmen, how many creative directors, how many engineers, how many wealthy and good and positive people that were there? And now they all would be alive there. And it's in our hands now to be part of it, to help the world more increase in level of safety, in level of security and stuff. Let's just go a little further and talk about that if you want to be a part of it. It's now, because now for you is the time to be a part. Because what Skyway offers you is to be a part. Why are we talking about the ecological system? It's not just for you to explain you how good it is, but it's just to show you that the Skyway trying to think about the positive thing. And the Unity itself and the Skyway's baby is generate on a positive, on a good thing, which is already happening. I want to come back. I want to remind you that it's not just the talks, and it's not just on the screens, on the pictures, on the three-dimensional nicely surfaces and nicely presented as a beautiful chocolate box. No, it's not. It's happening right now. And at the end of this presentation, you will find out about the video. So what Skyway is all based about the natural gases, about the wind generators. The aerodynamics and aerobalance will help to reach the speeds of inevitable speed. So it's all about the solar panels and all those sorts of generators. So, and it's for you, and it's you who can do it, and it's you can be a part of the system. What you need to, you're not going to be only remembered in history as a good person, you also be a wealthy person, because the Skyway it's about investments as well. I'm not the one who's going to tell you about the investments, but I'm sure that my future will be secured. I hope your future will be secured, which will be a more happy and a wealthy. Money doesn't bring you happiness. However, the money will create your happiness. Yeah. So let's just let's stay right where you are. We'll just wait until the end of the presentation, because Armand will show you, as I mentioned before, the video about what I was talking about and all these sorts of things. So let's talk about this great wise man, the man from the big M, and I call him wise man because Anatoly itself, he in just 1977, already 38 years ago, the Professor Unitsky, he knew that there is a time for the fundamental change. Anatoly, who is a great inventor, he's a scientist, he's a chief designer of Unitsky string technologies. He's a director of 2 projects of United Organization, member of USSR Cosmonautics Federation, author of over 140 inventions, 18 books, and 200 scientific articles. How much wiser could be this man? How many things, what else you can say about the man? He followed his dream since 1977. 38 years he was following his dream. I want to follow this man. I want to follow his dream, because now he gave me an opportunity to be a part of his dream. He doesn't want to keep it for himself. He gives. That's why now you have this big opportunity to be a part of the team, to be a part of Skyway. You can have your shares and be a part of his dream. Just follow him. Just think that you investing not only in your future, you investing in the idea of the wise man. And someone told me just recently that Jan, the lady didn't know my name, but the lady came up to me and she said, "They're all patient people. They have a beard." I said, "Why?" She said, "Because it takes you lots of patience to grow the beard." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, that's good to know. So I'm a patient man." But if I think about Anatoly Unitsky, that's the man. That's the man who showed and proved with all his knowledge, all his trying, testing, failures, and then now it's a rising generation, and us who can support him in that, us who are going to be, besides doing something good, we're going to be wealthy, happy, and rich. So besides Anatoly have all those sorts of things on his back, he also have degrees in railway engineering, have a degree in infrastructure construction design, and he also have a degree in inventive act. The person with the 3 degrees, and how many exhibitions and how many things else he do have. So let's just talk about Anatoly's baby. Let's talk about the Skyway. Let's talk. It's not, and all that. And this picture which you see in front of your screen is not just. It's not just about the beautiful, nice 3-dimensional pictures behind it. It's about transportation which is building now. It's happening right now, and while we're talking, while we're having this webinar, someone there is building. Someone there have already digging it, and it's already happening. So let's talk. Whoever the first time here, let's just talk quickly about the Skyway. The Skyway is a string technology transportation system which were created by Anatoly Unitsky. It's an intensive development of the 4th generation of string technologies. Skyway is not only the project of 21st century. It's our future. It's future for our kids. I believe with that when I've been brought here by Armand, I was like, oh my God, that's what I was needed. That's what I want to do, and that's what I want to do, and I will do that until the end. That's what's going to happen. And you know what? I will be rich I will be already wealthy and rich way before that's gonna happen. Because maybe if you've been told before, if you know the shares which you buy from the company, they're assumed to be on the market already in May 2017. So in May 2017, you already can start to be, can start to plan the good things. More than 30 years and several hundreds millions of dollars have already been invested in order to bring Unitsky's project to life. Just imagine a lightweight train which is situated on the elevated rails. Tensioned wires are stretched with the power of 100,000 of tons. The great aerodynamics, which is spoken earlier, it gives an opportunity for the transport to reach up to 500 kilometers per hour. So I'm from Estonia. So I'm Estonian. There is my parents. So now for me to get there, popped out in that train, 3 hours and I'm there. So, but it's not about that. It's just for you to find out how the benefits of it and how beneficial it is to us. Anyway, the actual ride for you is going to be 7 times cheaper than a conventional train. The level of safety will be 2,000 times safer than traveling by car, and the energy of the fuel will be 10 times less. So it's not only fast, it's not only reliable, it's very safe. Let's just have a look for the few benefits of it. Yeah, it's above the ground, which help to save the Greenland, which is animals, which is greens, because it's just happening. It's above. Does not destroy soil or vegetation, because the green soil brings for us the oxygen which we're breathing. It's powered by wind and solar generators, which is a really good, lower expenditure cost, fast, reliable, and safe, easy access to new territories. So the fact what we were talking about, the easy access to new territories, is just imagine you live in the capital. The rent, the cost of living, and everything is much more expensive. So for example, I live in London. I live in London, which is really busy city, and the traffic and everything is really busy, and rent are super high. I could live in the Torquay, which is 500 kilometers away, and I could work in London. And travel time will be just an hour, because it goes 500 kilometers per hour. Just think about it. Think about the benefits of it. Think how beneficial and how sweet the idea, and now you can be a part of it. So let's just have a look at the high speed. That's a little sample of the rail with the tensioned wires of which 100,000 tons tension wired, and these beautiful 3D images which have a look. Just think about the benefits of it. This is up to 500 kilometers the speed. The passengers up to 500 persons in one train. The up to 100 tons cargo with the 10% radiant. Passengers up to 1 million passengers per day. That's my favorite. The city mounted. Look how comfortable, how beautiful, how nice is the image. It's happening right now, is building up. The last image, that's so funny. That makes me really happy and laugh, because on the image on the left, as you can see, the elevated trains, and at the bottom, what's happening is a traffic jam. If you live in Moscow, or if you live in London, or if you live in even Tokyo or Shanghai or all those cities, you know what's been traffic jam, because between the time there are certain times for the traffic jam. I'm just going to talk in overall people in London. So you have a car. So to travel by car is comfort. That's your car. To travel by car in a peak time, it's going to take you 2.5 hours. When by train, it takes you 15 minutes. By underground train. But still, in an underground train, between 5 and 7 at daytime, or 8 and 10 in the morning, you just don't need to move in the underground. The people move you. They go squash you and just move along with you. So that city-mounted skyway, that's going to be a new generation, new thing, where it's going to be the fast, everyone can sit, and it's going to be so many of them that everyone will feel comfortable. And it's going to, that particular one is going to have reaching a speed of 150 kilometers per hour, carrying 100 persons, cargo up to 10 tons, and a gradient level up to 15%. The volume of high-speed transportation passengers at rush hour is up to 25,000 people. Cargo up to 1,000 tons per day. Net cost of traffic 2 times lower than the net cost of the underground subway, 3 times the tram, 5 times the monorail. How beautiful is the cargo ones? The cargo ones is the ones who brought the minerals. It can bring you minerals from the places which are not reachable by normal conventional trains or transportation. It can go deep in really deep cold Siberia, or it can go in really, really hot safari. Doesn't matter. It still can carry a lot of good minerals, so they're not gonna die. We can transport the minerals which are dying on the winter somewhere, to put them somewhere hotter where they're gonna still be alive. And reaching the speed of 120 kilometers per hour, capacity of 20,000 tons. The volume freight transportation up to 250 millions per year. All those things, what we talked about today, is just for you to think. All what we captured from the beginning, talking about technology, to now, is just for you to think how fast the technology, the transportation is moving. You can be now a part of it, and I'm not convincing you, because I have my shares. But I just want you to think about the benefits for you, for your children, for the future. I want to thank really much Armas for giving me this opportunity to present this presentation today. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it wasn't too boring for you, so I hope to see you next time. I would like to invite back Armandas to to show you the further presentations and further video. Thank you very much.
V Mariboru se je danes začel dvodnevni gospodarski forum, ki je namenjen iskanju skupnih ekonomskih ciljev med Slovenijo in Belorusijo. Blagovna menjava med državama je sicer nizka, a je skoraj 200 udeležencev, večina med njimi so bili gospodarstveniki, našlo veliko skupnih interesov. Priložnosti za gospodarsko sodelovanje želi poiskati tudi mariborska občina.
Podjetje Davorina Jakolina je že prodrlo na tuje trge, sedaj pa želi gospodarske stike poiskati še v Belorusiji. Država je v gospodarskem vzponu. Prihodnje leto napoveduje 1,5% gospodarsko rast.
To je tako imenovan emerging market, trgi se odpirajo, je belorusko gospodarstvo ravno v iskanju visokih tehnologij, no in na tem področju je naše podjetje aktivno.
Blagovna menjava med državama je razmeroma skromna. Lani je znašala slabih 80 milijonov evrov. Slovenija tja izvaža farmacevtske izdelke, stroje in dele.
We are trying to find new partners for joint ventures to promote Slovenian industry, to promote Slovenian electronics, Slovenian steel, aluminium and other business companies on the territory of Belarus.
Preko Belorusije so veliko lažje dostopni tudi evrazijski trgi, skupno 180 milijonov prebivalci. Veliko pričakujejo tudi občinska podjetja.
Nepremičninski projekti, predvsem pa so projekti na področju trgovine, nakup blaga, prodaja v Belorusiji in tudi obratno. Belorusija je trg, katere ima nekatere dejavnosti zelo visoko razvite, druge pa ima podhranjene.
A treba se je zavedati, da je kar 80% gospodarstva v lasti države. Vzpostavljanje stikov je lahko dolgotrajno.
Generalni zaključek je, da traja od začetka pa do vzpostavitve posla nekoliko dlje kot sicer.
To je sicer šele prvi gospodarski forum, kmalu bosta sledila še dva. Oktobra je napovedana iranska poslovna konferenca, novembra pa bo Maribor ponovno gostil kitajski kapital.
First I would like to thank the mayor of Maribor and the administration of Maribor and the organizers of the conference for the great possibility to make a nice connection, a strong connection between two our countries, the Republic of Belarus and the Republic of Slovenia. I'm deeply impressed with the organization of this conference, with the level of people who are here, public and officials and businessmen who are presenting our both countries. So I think that we made a great step towards our cooperation, toward the possibilities of our cooperation, and this will make a great movement toward the cooperation of our countries. So we came here to find the potential companies, business companies, to make a joint venture and to develop the technologies of Slovenia and the industry of Slovenia on the territory of Belarus. So we are here more like seeking partners than just investors. So this is our first serious full day here, and yesterday we managed in the evening in the administration of Maribor. We managed to find a number of new connections, and just today we find a good connection with people who are involved in aluminium business. So and we need spare parts of aluminium in our technology too.
We decided to build Eco-Technopark by the method of targeted involvement of financing. It attributes transparency to investing. The word targeted implies that we have definite targets and purposes. And the purposes are to build test sections in Eco-Technopark. These are a high-speed section to obtain the velocity of up to 500 km per hour. An open test section, a real test complex, because it will not be just a track. There will be stations, terminals, turnout switches, automated control system, safety system, and so on. It is a complex. The speed will be up to 150 km per hour, and a cargo complex, primarily for transferring bulk cargo, up to 200 million tons per year. For these purposes, we need financing. I may say a funny figure, though somebody may think that it is expensive, but we need about $300 million. Why is this figure funny? So as to produce a magnetic levitation train, Transrapid, Siemens company needed 40 years and 6 billion euros, because it is the scope of a branch of industry. So as to produce Airbus A380, the Airbus company needed 12 years and 10 million euros. So as to produce a new model of a car, perhaps the 100,000 and first model for 100 years, any automobile company spares $1 billion. We are creating a branch of industry. We create a cargo design, which is the analog of a truck. And we create not only the rolling stock, but the track for it too. There will be no driver there, just an automated control system, power supply and communication systems. If we speak about the cargo design, there will be loading and unloading terminals. Loading and unloading will be done automatically on the move. It is a very complicated complex. We shall need about $60–70 million for developing it. If we speak about an urban complex, again we create not only the rolling stock, we also build an overpass. It is not a motor road. An overpass is a more composite structure. We build stations and terminals of the second level. And we also need here an automated control system, systems of power supply and communication. We shall create it all. We shall demonstrate it in Eco-Technopark. For this we need about $60–80 million. One more is a high-speed complex, where we have to obtain a very high speed, up to 500 km per hour. Bugatti, the most expensive car in the world, which costs 3 million euros, will not reach such speed. Its maximum speed is 430 km per hour. But the capacity of its motor is 1,800 horsepower. And we shall reach this speed by a high-speed unibus with motor capacity of 300 kilowatts only. In addition, it will carry not 2 or 3 persons, like Bugatti, but 30–40 persons. None of the existing transport systems has such unique features. We shall create not only the rolling stock, but an overpass track too, with very stringent requirements. Because to obtain very high speed, we need ideally straight track. Unevenness on the track should not exceed 3 or 5 millimeters. That includes construction unevenness. That includes static deformations under the weight of rolling stock and dynamic deformations when it runs on the track. We must ensure it. Therefore, some people doubt that it would be able to move at such speed. How can it be? It is a balalaika or a guitar, they say. Those people do not understand the logics of building high-speed overpasses. For example, there is a technical requirement to capital bridges on which modern trains pass. Stiffness of a span must be 1/800th of the span length. That means an 80-meter span may be deformed by 10 centimeters under load. It est by 1/800th. Our requirement to span stiffness is 1/5000th. What kind of balalaika or guitar is it? It is more stringent than for a capital bridge. We shall do it, we know how to do it. And we shall demonstrate it in Eco-Technopark. This high-speed section of skyway transport is most costly. It is not easy to do it. The cost depends mostly on the distance of the test track section. We cannot accelerate to 500 km per hour speed and pull up on a kilometer distance. Therefore, we shall extend the urban section with the high-speed track by 15–16 km. And these additional kilometers cost the main funds. This work will cost $120–150 million. This will all be in Eco-Technopark. Funds are needed for it.